Spring camps are springing up every single place. I mentioned earlier seeing some of Texas yesterday morning. And to tell us much more about that, Cedric Golden, our friend out in Austin, as we have gotten to know him over the years, and we'll see him a lot more over the next couple of years. Ced, great to see you. Thank you very, very much. What's going on?
Nothing going on much, Paul. Man, it's always good to see you. Getting ready for a long spring and hopefully a short summer.
Well, let's talk about what is happening. Sark, big year. We all know that. Made the playoffs and now making the move to the SEC. I know the quarterback situation is always interesting, but is there really much debate about that?
No, it's going to be Quinn Ewers. He's got the job on lock. The one thing you have to look at, though, Paul, is he's missed some games over the last couple of years, and so if he can stay healthy, then things are good. But I think that Sarkisian is really excited that Arch Manning will have had his second training camp under his belt. And I did get to go to practice this week, and both quarterbacks look good. Arch Manning's really big and sturdy. He looks all of 225, and he's tall, and he has that Manning look about him. So I think Sarkisian's excited if Quinn does get hurt. Let's hope not, but that he's got a guy waiting in the wings that he's been grooming in case this happens.
Said on that front, and I think I'm not trying to say that the Mannings are in a different league, but they are. Had that been anyone other than Arch Manning, the most ballyhooed quarterback who barely saw the field last year, do you think we would be seeing a different situation?
Yeah, I think he's gone. Guys don't stick around anymore, Paul. They leave. And they go for where there's a nice financial incentive to come and play. Malik Murphy was the backup last year. He went to Duke, and I'm sure he got a bag to go to Duke. And so I just don't think he's built like other quarterbacks. The fact that he's from a family of millionaires, he's from the first family of quarterbacks. And so I think he's in a different headspace. He's turned down a chance to be in the EA Sports video game because he's not playing, and that's a Manning thing. I think any other backup that was offered that would jump at the chance. So if he was any other guy, because there's only one Manning family, that's the first family of quarterbacks in America. If he's a member of any other family, I think he's probably already transferred by now.
In talking about Arch in the event that he has to come in, what do we know about his skill set at this point in time? And it would seemingly be really good. What do you know?
It'd be really easy to just say, oh, he's a man, he can rip it. We don't know. We saw him just for a little while. He didn't throw it around that much last year. I do know he moves better than Quinn Ewers. He's fast. He runs well. He's got a big arm. Now, the 30 minutes that we were allowed to watch, Paul, Quinn threw it better than Arch. He was more accurate on the deep stuff. He was more accurate on the intermediate stuff. And then I see Quinn again a few days later on Pro Day, where he threw in front of NFL scouts to his receivers, and Quinn looked great. Quinn looked every part of a quarterback that's ready to put up some humongous numbers his third year on campus. So there's not a controversy at this point. If he stays healthy, he's going to be the quarterback. If he stinks it up, then that's a conversation we'll have later.
Ced Golden with us. Ced, overall, the big thing you hear about Texas entering the SEC is the schedule. That Michigan game looms very large. I was in Austin yesterday, as I alluded to the fans earlier, and all I heard from them was, they were. I'll characterize it. They were chuckling a little bit about how important that A&M game is at the end of the year, because you covered Texas, and that is going to get a lot of attention. But so is Oklahoma, and so is Georgia. Give us just the view from where you sit and the people with whom you run, just about this schedule and what stands out to them.
Did you say you were in Austin yesterday, Paul?
I was there. I actually saw practice from
I'm gonna kill you when I see you. Okay. How dare you come to Austin?
Let me explain. I was there to interview somebody. I'll tell you about it off the air. And it was a very tightly controlled thing because we had a crew and we had X number of time. I got in, went to the we did it at DKR in the some lounge there. I'm sure you've been to.
North End Zone. That's the North End Zone. Swanky.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the practice was going on, and I was dying to come down there because I didn't know, but I didn't know whether media was allowed, and I didn't want to violate, so I watched it from above. And by the time we got on the field a couple hours later, about 1 o'clock, everyone was long gone, and then I had to scoot to the airport. So I thought about hitting you up, but there was just some. I know I sound like I'm fumbling for an excuse, and it's on me.
Yeah, you are.
By the way, I will be there again, and for a little more time. But I don't
You
even
better
remember.
call me. Yeah, we get 30 minutes. We get to watch them stretch and throw a couple of deep passes, and then they kick us in the butt, and then we're out of there. So, no, but the schedule, not easy. Not easy. What you're not showing, you're showing it September 7th at Michigan. That is going to be a dogfight, even though the Wolverines are taking on a different look without Coach Kaki, without J.J. McCarthy. It's still Michigan at the Big House. And then you still got to play Oklahoma and Dallas. Oklahoma, Georgia back-to-back. They didn't do them any favors there, Paul. And that open date sure could have come after the Mississippi State game. Or they do have one before. They have, God, that's SEC now, 2 open dates. I'm not used to that, Paul. So October 5th, they better eat their Wheaties because those next 2 weeks are going to be tough. At Arkansas, November 16th. The last time they went to Arkansas 2 years ago, they got murdered. 3 years ago. And so it's going to be a tough schedule. And the one part that we haven't talked about, bro, is they're going to lose 10 guys to the pros. They're going to have 10 guys drafted. So I know Kirby Smart and Nick Saban always reloaded, but this is new for Texas. They're not too many years removed from where they didn't have any guys drafted. So there's a bountiful NFL harvest. They've got to figure out how to plug those holes, and there's not a whole lot of time to do it.
Talking to Ced Golden, Ced, just about by now, we've had this conversation a few times over the last 3 years, but it's real. Give us just the feeling. Everything else is still going on. I guess, men's basketball is done. Women's continues. Baseball, softball, all the spring sports still in the Big 12. But football is SEC now. Just what do you pick up as you make your way around town?
People are excited, man. This is different. And to add on to that, they won the Big 12 on their way out the door, and they kind of had the last laugh on the Big 12. And so they know it's a brave undertaking. They know that they're no longer the one of two big dogs in the conference. They're in a kennel now. And I'll say the SEC's been top heavy for a while, but the teams at the top, man, LSU, Alabama, Georgia, not in that order. That's going to be major. And so they know they're going to have to get past at least one or two of those teams every year to get where they need to be. And it's a new way of doing business. The travel will be different. I think it's going to be a great challenge, especially this year, given all the guys they've lost, the best defensive tackle tandem in college football in Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy II, 3 starting receivers, and the number 2 rated tight end. So that's a lot. That's a lot. And the game doesn't wait on anybody, Paul. There's not going to be excuses accepted. Either you're going to be in for the fight or you're going to get steamrolled. And I think Texas is ready for the challenge. The schedule is tough, but it's not a murderer's row. There are games in there they should win. But to expect them to go 12-2 again, I think that's might be putting the cart before the horse. I think a 9-3 season will be a successful debut in that league.
Yeah, and it will probably come down to that Georgia game will loom very, very large. Anyway, Ced, no more mea culpas from me. I will see you soon. But I did think about it as I was racing out of town. I know I was just hoping. When I saw your name pop up this morning, I'm like going, oh my goodness, I'm going to really catch it. But it's great to see you as always.
Take care, brother.
You got it. Ced Golden.